Hi, Warriors. Lunar eclipse. Anyone see it last night? So a lot of things eclipsed. The bear market rally in cable eclipse last week, euro, and I even think the market did on the equinox. So let's get to work. I believe that what happened last week, and these weeks don't happen all the time. You're not going to be able to have the kind of week we did by, shorting the pound up at 128, 27.87 in the room, and that these bounces that we're getting across the FX board, dollar pairs, are just corrective bounces in the euro. Break out your fibs to figure out how much there could be in it. I always recommend partial profits. So even now, you have 150 pips from the sell on Fed day, after the Fed day, the next day. So either did it Fed day or the next day. Still, 160 at the best. It was 230. So what do? You take partial profits. And, I talked to Jack Schwager, and he wrote the Market Wizard series, and asked him about partial profits. And he said, definitely something that traders need to do. Otherwise, the assumption is that you're 100% right, which is the exception rather than the rule. So if you put something in the bank and it's not a big decline, like I'm looking forward to under 124, you've made money. And what do you do now? If you're aggressive, maybe you add on a rally. If you're conservative, you've taken profits on your first sale, and now you move your stop to BE, and all the heat is off. The worst case scenario is you made money. Everyone with me on that? Looking at Aussie, another weak bounce. I know it's holding the 65 level. Still think that before it's over, we're going to manifest a decline back down towards the 63.5 level. I think that's going to be almost 88% back. So still looking for lower. If you just take this, call it 65 to 6.5, 150 from a breakdown under 65 gives you 350. So that's what I'm looking for there. The yen still has not taken out an important level. You have to go back and break out your telescope and look at the weekly and go back to this high, which was in October of 2022, 51.94. So we were not able to take that out yet. So we'll see. I think there should be at least some type of stop hunt above there. So far, the high has been 86. So we'll see what happens up around 152. The BOJ, everyone was looking for the BOJ to do something, and then it took all the shorts out. Now we probably have to take some of the longs out. I just want to show you a big picture on the weekly. If you see the RSI here was up here over 80. And then we had this high in 2023. And now look at the high. If we make new highs here, you're going to have some pretty glaring divergence. I know there are a lot of bears out there that are talking about, I don't know, 160 or so. Just measuring a breakout over 152 is possible, but the divergence I see, even on shorter term moving averages at new highs, I don't believe will confirm on the 4-hour. Taking a look at the Dixie, I still think that we're going to make a move up towards 106, and I think that will line up. We're getting a little pullback day. There's that 103.80 level again. So, if I'm wrong and we're not going to continue, we'll close back under that 103.80 level. Just wanted to show you what my longer term targets are in the euro. And it's going to be the 78.6 level, right around 105.90. So looking for this still to manifest. And this could be a very important low in euro, high in the dollar, So, you know, have your war chest ready for entries on the long side. I'm not in the parity camp. I would have to take out 104.40. But if you look at the euro on a weekly, if we hold this 106, it's really just correcting this bounce, and the next time over 111, it measures 120. So I have targets sometime somewhere around 120. I've also seen the dollar peak and the upside eclipse on solar eclipses, which is due, I believe, the 9th of April. So maybe we'll finish this off in early April. This dollar rally to 106 and this pullback in euro towards 105.90, wrong under 104.40 for the next and the beginning, the onset of a pretty good bear move. Of course, I'm wrong under 104.40, just like if the Dixie starts taking out these highs of 107.30. So I think it's going to be a good 107.30. It's going to be a good risk reward up here to give it a shot. So gold is bouncing here today. You know, it looks like it has a 2 drive here. Could we make a move for one more high up here? You see the 1, you see the 2. Could we make one more new high? Yes, in gold you could. In silver, I doubt it. Silver got hit pretty hard last week, the day after the Fed, and I'm still looking for 23.50 for longs. And that's an important part to pay attention to, that perhaps we'll get this. I'm sure the miners are up with the gold strength today. Let's take a look at them. Yeah, pretty good day. And Newmont's up 50. Is that a new high? It's not a new high. GDX could be at a new high. No, not yet. So maybe the miners are going to try new highs. Still believe maybe I'm too complacent thinking I'm going to have a break to buy. There's AG. Yeah. So the little ones are really outperforming. There's Endeavor. It's diverging at new highs. And here's Fortuna, not quite at new highs. So I'm thinking that's going to be sometime in April too, to buy some kind of pullback. Still think I'll have a chance to buy this at $3. Still think I'll have a chance to buy this at, 180, 175. GDX, even if it makes a new high up here and diverges, I still think at least 28 is an entry point for that. I also want to talk about what's happening in stock indexes. I started talking about it last week with the divergence that we had in NASDAQ. This was a real nice little 3 drive. Let me show it. Let me move me here, right here. A nice little 3 drive. So I'm looking for, I think we peaked on the equinox, on the spring equinox, and that we're going to head south, even with a weak dollar. But it's not getting much of a boost. And NASDAQ, look how much it struggled just to make a new high, while the S&P was making new high after new high. See that? And look at the last reading at a new high. This, I think it's possible we could even see 16,000 in April or May. And it's, not the end of the market. It would just be a correction. But see how it struggled in comparison to the S&P? S&P kept making new highs. See, boom, boom, boom. And it dragged NASDAQ along to make a new high. But NASDAQ led all the way up. So I think that we're going to see a correction, kind of a normal place for a correction to be during that time frame would be 5,000. And why not come all the way back down and check the breakout at 4,800 before we make another charge? Now, yields have been tricky because it's been trading both sides of the 420 bull bear line. Friday, it looked like yields were going to start declining under 420. Now we have this happening. Now they look great again. So it could be that that yields are going to head higher. There's TLT. This looks like just a little bear market bounce. In fact, the day that the Fed was a dove, TLT actually closed with this candle, and then we had a little bounce. So maybe it's still going to happen. We get down to the 90 level. I don't think the market would like that. And if we're going to head higher in the 10-year, we never really got to 50%, which is 453, 439. 61 is 453. If you just take this little formation from here, now I don't believe in head and shoulder formations being continuation formations, but if we hold last week's lows and we have this little double top, let me draw it right here, and we break out from there, just a simple measured move, and I'm not going back to 370 because that would take it up towards 5. I'm going to be a little bit more conservative, but 405, 402, what is it? Call it 404, 434 gives you 460. So that could be part of what pressures the market over the coming days. So remember to always take partial profits. I'm still a believer that the dollar has not peaked, that these are just corrective bounces. Be alert for risk off. Be patient. You should be long something in the miners. I always talked about it. I showed the shares I bought a few days before the lows and then after the low. So I have something on and would consider it an opportunity. I don't care if they pull back. I know what I'm going to do if they do. So have a plan. I talked about that last week. Wish everyone a great day of trading, good hunting, and above all, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Adios. See you in the room.